Now, what we're going to talk about is the CIGADesign Z Series automatic watch. Now, this is a mechanical automatic watch, but we're going to get into it. So first, you're going to be greeted with this little cardboard box. Now, this is not the box that you really want to check out. It's the inner box, because this is just their shipping box, right? Once you're inside here, you'll see that it has styrofoam packaging around the box. Now, once you pull it out, you're going to be greeted with this beautiful, I want to call it a book style design. All right, book style design right there. There's your book style design, has their little watch design on there, and you'll get your first grip of what you're about to be greeted with. Has their nice logo up on the opposite side that says CIGA Design. Now, if a lot of you know, I love watches. I'm a watch fanatic. It's one of my things I collect. I do have quite a bit of watches, so this is a little bit of my wheelhouse. Now, with this is what's called the open heart skeletal aesthetic or skeletal design. We're going to get into that and kind of show you guys that as we pull it open. But to be greeted with it, you'll slide out the inner book, and then you're going to be greeted with, of course, the design of the watch. It's going to show you guys the logo and everything in between. Now, with this, you will open up, of course, the first page of the book, and you're going to be greeted with all of their, all of their awards over here with that. But then you're going to be greeted with what they call the heart of the watch. I kind of like that, the audio heartbeat of the mechanical watch. And that's where you're going to get your first little look with this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my extra lighting so you guys can get a little bit more of the look on this on hand. Get you guys a little bit out of the shadow a little bit. So that is the first part. Now, when you go from here, you're going to open up the second part of the book. It will slide open. This is what's going to start telling you about the watch, and there you are greeted with 2 watch bands and the watch itself. Now, that is your first look at the skeletal design. Now, this is where it gets kind of cool. This watch is made with 25 jewels. Those jewels are what's going to be running the device, including with the springs, the weight, counterweight, and everything. If you guys have never worn an automatic watch, the way an automatic watch is every time you move your hand, this weight balance will move and it winds up and will charge the power of the watch. That's kind of actually very beautifully done. Now, 25 jewels, 176 precision parts. Now, with this, you have 40 hours of reserved power on hand with that movement frequency of 21,600 times a minute. All right, that's how many times a minute it's going to move. 21,600 times a minute with that, or hours with the movement of this on hand. Now, it has a mainspring for gauging how much power is left in the kinetic energy. And that's how it works, is kind of kinetic energy. Now, this is carved from a 316L marine grade stainless steel case with this, guys, and that's kind of cool. Now, with that, of course, you have a few other things. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is only water resistant to 3 atmospheres. That means splash. That does not mean full-on swimming with it, all right? Don't swim with it. I'm just saying it now. Now, this is considered a 41 millimeter to 48 millimeter case design. The 41, 48 millimeter. And we're going to get into that a little bit with that, of course. Now, the thickness of the case, of course, is about 12 millimeters, but I'm going to pull it out and show you guys that in a second because I need to show you guys the last page of the book before you go there. So with the book, you'll flip it open and you have the last piece right here. And that is going to show you guys how to wind the watch, set the time, and everything else, including putting the watch bands onto that with this. Now, you have the multiple styles of this. So you have the leather band. You have the leather bands right here. So you can do leather if you want. Now, inside the back of the leather band are 2 little metal prongs. Those metal prongs is what you're going to slide over to pop the pin. That is how you're going to put the pin in to put your bands in there. So you have a leather band. But you also have this food grade silicone band as well. Now, the watch does come in multiple colors. The bands are different colors. We have the black band, of course, on hand. Has their logo over here. Very versatile, very cool. Now with it, you then have the watch. Now what I'm going to try and do is pull off the little plastic cover off the front of this because it does have a plastic cover. We're going to pull that off. So here is your watch on here. There it is. Beautiful little skeletal design right there. On the side is going to be your watch winder or your watch crown with that. To do this, you're going to pop that out, of course, all the way. With that, of course, I don't have fingernails. We're going to do that. You're going to do counterclockwise 30 times to activate this, right? 30 times. So just keep going 30 times. Just keep going. You know, you could go over a little 30 if you really wanted with that. Now, not a big deal. Now, once I do that, you guys will start seeing that things are going to start moving around in there. Of course, it's not going to keep moving because we haven't had enough kinetic energy. If I shake it, the counterweight in the back is going to move. You guys see the counterweight move? Now, if you turn it around, you guys will start seeing that there is a front activation and the heartbeat is kind of moving in the bottom right there. That's all there is. Now, with that, of course, you guys can keep turning it, twisting it all you want with that. Now, you'll set the time same way. With it, 48 millimeter case design. It's a large case. I have a 42 millimeter on my hand. So if you guys put it next to each other, you guys will see the size difference of those case designs, of course. Now, 12 millimeter thickness is the thickness of this right here. And then you have a 22 millimeter watch bands. Now, this is actually made with a sapphire crystal window. This dial window is a full sapphire crystal window that is actually very, very hard. Very hard. It's going to be, you know, you can still scratch it to points, so be careful with that, of course. But it's a nice hard crystal. On the back, you have the glass window, of course, on the back itself with that. Now, it's considered a tang buckle clasp. What does that mean is it's the old school tang buckle. You'll push it through, pop the little pin through, and then you'll pull it tight. That's your tang. Now, with it, of course, we could go leather or we could go rubberized with this to set it up. I'm actually kind of digging the rubber for some reason. Not a real big fan of the silicone, but that's what I'm going to install for this today. So we're going to pop it over just like this, and each on that, you'll see that there's a little push bar with that. Now, to set this up, you're going to set it up in the direction that you want. Now, you want to make sure that you put it in the right pattern with it, of course, on hand with that. Now, this is where it's going to get just slightly a little bit off with this. So you're going to want to use the large side right here. This is going to go on the bottom. That's right, the bottom side. So with that, you'll put it up and you'll pop the pin in the hole just like this, and you'll pull this little pin over and it will clip in. So that is how you're going to feed that in there, just like that. Of course, it's a little easier when you're not on camera. So I'm going to set it down so I don't actually drop this while I'm doing this. And there it is. There is your first band set up with that. Now, you guys will see there's a little white on this, and that's actually from the case that it came in. It is a white felt inside there, and that's actually kind of cool. Now, you're going to do the same for this on here. Of course, you're going to want the logo on the outside so everybody sees that logo towards the front. And you're going to do that same. Now, I'm going to pop that in here just like this, and I'm going to attempt to do this live. See if I can pop that pin. There we go. So it's now on. Now that clasp, of course, the Tang design, you'll pop it up, slide it through, and connect it with that. This is beautiful. Now there is no calendar. It's literally just your hand time zones with that on hand. Beautiful, gorgeous little piece. Black and silver color. The dial is silver, of course, your black banding with this. Beautiful, automatic, mechanical. You don't have to worry about having a battery swapped out. It's a gorgeous little design. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take my other watch off. Let's do that. Let's try and put this on. If I can. Let's see if we can put it on. Hopefully. And we have it on, just like that. Nice, beautiful watch, guys. This fits on perfectly. It actually fits well. I like that. And I was expecting it to be a lot heavier on the hand. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this watch is heavier than this watch. This watch is lighter. So it actually feels really nice. It's a lot for a large style. It feels good. I like that. We're going to pull it back off so you guys can see this again. Of course, guys, this is the CIGA Design. Great watch. Beautiful, beautiful watch. I love the skeletal design. You guys can see the back again if you need to. You guys can see all the mechanicals. You guys can see all of the red hands. You can see the red winder on the sides. You guys can see the reds in there. Beautiful, beautiful watch. If you guys need CIGA Design's Z Series automatic mechanical skeletal watch,